What's up, guys? Welcome back to Faded Truth. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the hustle. We are back at Higher Society Smoke Shop here in Vegas. Shout out to my man Benny over there. Come in and get all your cool smoking needs. Right now we got this little pineapple bong going on. We got the money bong.
Let's go.
Money time. And my guest today is a superstar in plant medicine. You know how I love my plant medicine. I'm happy to have, hailing from Fresno, California, the SHROOMED creator himself, Andrew Gordillo.
Thank you so much. Good. You say that my last name better than I do.
Do you? Okay, because I was going to say, I'm like, ¿de dónde eres?
Let's go.
¿Entiendes español?
Un poquito.
Oh,
yeah,
sí. Estoy aprendiendo.
I should know more, that's for sure.
Where's your family from?
My mom is from El Paso. My grandpa was born in Chihuahua.
Oh, wow.
But we just found out he actually immigrated from Spain. So one of his parents were Mexican, the other was Spanish. So
okay.
It's pretty exciting. He had blue eyes, so we always wondered how he had blue eyes. So
right.
It makes sense now.
Okay, so when did you start learning?
Learning Spanish? Oh, I actually knew Spanish when I was a kid. That's what my mom said. So when I spoke to my grandparents, I would speak Spanish, and then I guess when I was like around 6 or 7, it just fell off when my grandma died.
Yeah.
That usually happens, but sometimes I feel like if I take mushrooms though, one day it's just going to come back magically, and I can just start, busting out Spanish. Yeah.
After I went to Mexico, I was like, I have to learn this language because my dad's from Nicaragua.
Oh yeah, you have to.
He didn't try to teach me until I was like 11, and he's just like yelling at me and screaming, and I'm like, this isn't.
That's not gonna work.
So now I'm like, I have to learn my culture. I want to travel and be able to communicate.
Exactly. That's the whole big thing. I like going to Mexico a lot, and I feel like so dumb trying to talk to the taxi drivers, but I could get by though.
Google Translate is the shit.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's got me through a lot. And people really believe me because I know how to sound like I'm saying it,
right.
Even if I don't know what I'm saying.
That's funny.
Cheers.
Yes, let's go.
Started off. He told me he was nervous, so we got to get him high.
Oh, thanks for putting me out there.
Okay, so
you roll these yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
I'm like a professional roller now because
I saw something about you taking a blunt rolling class. I think, did you do something like that?
I think it was one of my first YouTube videos was how to roll a blunt.
Oh, okay.
And I taught my friend how to roll a blunt because he never rolled one, so I taught him how to. It was a real blunt though. It was before I switched to hemp wraps, so it was
nice.
A Dutch where you peel it, roll. But then when I moved to Vegas, it's so dry that I had to
every
change.
one you got to crack. They crack every time you open them.
It was bad. I went through white owls. It was a lot. Now I'm on hemp.
Nice.
Shout out to oil blunts.
Let's go.
Okay, so I got the SHROOMED man himself. Basically, you have a company that's dedicated to the medicinal and psychological benefits of taking mushrooms, whether that's psychedelics or actual just tinctures of different parts of the mushroom.
Absolutely,
correct?
Definitely.
Okay, so I want to know a little bit about the first experience because I saw your interview on your website that you said you were kind of jaded. You saw someone have a really bad trip.
Yeah. So back in high school, I'm from the 209 area, and we have a big county fair every year. And so I'm in high school, and I go with my friends, and these friends I go with, they're hardcore gangsters, they call themselves gangsters anyway. And they end up saying, hey, we got some shrooms. They end up taking an eighth each. And by the time we get to the fair, they're already asking for their moms, just crying their eyes out. And I'm just oh shit, I'm never gonna take mushrooms. Once I saw that, I was it scarred me for life. Until 2017, we went to a little music festival in San Francisco, a street kind of festival. And my friend gave me mushrooms, and I was kind of hesitant, but I took them, and I hadn't drank at that time during the day, and then all of a sudden I just felt amazing. I just started, I don't normally dance or anything. I was dancing, feeling myself and stuff. So I was wait a second, this is actually pretty good. So right then and there, I thought, there's something with mushrooms, man. I shouldn't have been holding out so long. If it made me feel like this in one day, there's possibility there's endless. So I kind of put it to the side, and I didn't really do them too much until 2020 when I unfortunately started drinking heavily and couldn't really figure out what to do. So I went back to the mushrooms, and now the mushrooms have actually been able to help me. So since then, I haven't even drank. So it's been 2 years.
Ooh, that one got me.
I didn't mean to, make you lose your breath.
I think we're smoking cherries.
This is the best podcast we get to smoke.
I know, that's why I created it, because I'm like, I want to break the stigma around cannabis.
See,
right?
and I'm breaking the stigma around mushrooms. That's 100% my goal, is for Shroom to really break the stigma.
Okay, so you have the bad trip, but then you have you see the bad trips, then you have the good trip, and you're like, okay, this can be something.
Right.
Because you're feeling good, you're like, all right, these effects are not just, I'm getting high type of shit.
Right. It's almost like weed times like weed, but like the first time you smoke weed, like you get really happy and giggly and like outgoing and stuff. That's how I felt when the first time I took mushrooms. Nice. It was crazy.
I had a friend do that, but it was Molly.
Oh yeah.
We were at the beach club, and
pure
he was like,
MDMA. If you get some pure MDMA, like
he was dancing in the pool, like fucking. He never dances, He was like, I'm so happy.
And that's why I love like psychedelics in general, because MDMA, like if taken correctly and microdose, and you're not even supposed to take too much, but if you just take a little of pure. Or like sassafras, make sure you test your stuff, but like that stuff it could save relationships. Like when you have like intercourse and sex on that stuff, it's like it's like a connector. Like it's a huge. My friend just texted me the other day. He was like, because I've been getting him on a microdose schedule. He's all, dude, this might be too much information, but like when I take these mushrooms, I just want to fuck all day. I'm just like, and I was just like, you know what? Add some MDMA, dude, and you're gonna be like, it's gonna be crazy.
Secret.
Yeah,
exactly. That's the secret ingredients.
Exactly.
Okay, so I know you said that when we were all forced to like shut the world down in 2020 is when you started drinking heavily. Yeah. Did you drink a lot growing up too?
I didn't. I remember the first time I started drinking was in high school, and I was kind of forcing myself to drink at like keg parties, but then like my mom would bring liquor back from Mexico because they would go to Cabo all the time, and they would just store it. They never drank it, but like I just got curious, so I started like just like taking a shot, and then like I'd take it to go to sleep, but then I was just like never really got into it until I lived in Vegas. We started drinking more. I was in Vegas for like 4 years, so I think that's natural. You just start drinking more. Yeah. But then when we went back home, and then when COVID hit, it was just too easy to drink, because I'm like an introvert normally, so when I go to work I would feel like that's my way to like talk to other people and get out. But when we didn't have that, when I couldn't go to work and I'm just at home every day just like working, and working's easy for me. I was a recruiter, so I'm just calling people in, and then when I add drinking to that, it's like it makes it easier, it makes it funner. And then until I'm like drinking at like 7 in the morning, like I'd go to the liquor store and like the dude knew my name, like he'd have it on ice. He's like, oh, I got your stuff, and it was Hennessy. Like, oh damn. And I was drinking like when after like I stopped, my wife like went through the garage and she found like all my bottles, and she was like, dude, what the fuck were you doing? It was crazy. Yeah.
I mean, definitely good at hiding it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I was definitely good. That's not a good thing to be good at.
Okay, so fast forward. I know you lost your dad at the same, was it in 2020?
So yeah, so that's another story, which is crazy. So I kind of cut my dad off like when we got married in 2016. So I bought him a flight and the ticket to go to Vegas to watch us get married, and then he just said, oh, I couldn't go. So then after that, and he had been an addict, like he had been struggling. So I was kind of like, I just wanted to write him off. So I didn't really talk to him until 2020. I got a call from his other son, which is from a different mom, but he was like, hey, our dad's, not doing good and shit. He's got something wrong with his liver. So then I actually was like, shit, I need to send him some stuff. So I was like gonna send him some like CBD and like RSO, and like I wanted to send him a bunch of stuff to like really help him. And then I called him on Father's Day, he didn't answer, and then I found out like he had died that weekend. So he might have died on Father's Day, I don't know, but like it was just kind of fucked up. So then the drinking just like times 3. Guilt drank. Yeah. And then, yeah, because I was like, yeah, exactly, it's guilt.
It's crazy
guilt.
You say that, because my brother passed from an overdose.
Sorry.
But I've actually met people that have came off of heroin with weed, and that's when I started learning about plants over pills, and I was like so intrigued, and I'm like, what do you mean you overdosed 9 times and now you just smoke weed and you're fine and you're sober, It's like crazy, these people's stories.
Yeah. So psychedelics have been a big part of that too, because now that I'm meeting people, you know, being in mushrooms for a few years now, meeting people who actually really help people. Like, I know someone that helps about 9 out of 10 people he's helped, he's gotten off of opioids, like hard opioids.
Wow.
He's helping people that are wanting to kill themselves. Like, he's helping them with a dose schedule and like a regimen and he's teaching them how to grow mushrooms at home.
Who is this?
We're doing all that.
You said it's your friend?
It's a friend,
okay,
yeah. So
nice.
It's someone that is really close to me, but he actually owns this company, Coast to Coast Mycology. So he actually is all into like live cultures and helping people grow at home. So his whole goal is to get spores and grow bags in every home, like across America. So these are the spores, and then these are the grow bags, the shroom grow bag. So it's like a chia pet. All you do is you insert the syringe, put it into the soil, put it away for a few weeks, and then once it starts growing the mycelium, you cut the bag and then you grow.
I saw something like this online. It was like a toilet paper roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real.
Happen?
That's real. Yeah, that's like the MacGyver kind of way of doing it. You know, this is the more like
okay,
guaranteed it's gonna work.
You know it's gonna work.
Some people even use like Uncle Ben's rice. So SHROOMED, my company, we sell their products on our website right now. And they're actually owned by Advanced Nutrients, which actually is Big Mike, who actually is one of the pioneers of the marijuana growing business. So he really believes in advanced mycology and what they're doing. So we're super excited. I feel like we're changing the world, you know, like we're teaching people how to grow mushrooms at home.
How long has it been since you started the business?
I started shroomed.com in 2020. So I was looking at domains because I was always a fan of like buying domains. Like,
I do that all the time now.
Yeah, so
I could use this at some point.
So I actually had a weed brand that was in cookies. It was in some stores called Dankful, and then a beer company came out with Dankful beer, and it kind of fucked my whole game up. Sierra Nevada, you know who you are.
Damn, but they didn't even put no THC. Like they need to put some terpenes or something in there. If you want to call it Dankful.
Exactly, it kind of goes against our culture, but I still have the trademark for shirts, so like it may come back around one day.
I like the corduroy hats.
Yeah, thank you. I'll send you a couple for sure. But yeah, so SHROOMED, we're changing the world, man. We're in all different ways. You know, we're just aligning people with plant medicine, the best plant medicine, and just really teaching people about each ingredient's effects from mushrooms, even THC. We have scientists on our team that are really dive deep into like terpenes.
Right.
Are you familiar with mango and myrcene?
Yeah.
So there's another thing that I actually sell on my site. It's called Mango Caps and Mango Rush, and it's actually pure myrcene that a guy in Honduras.
That's my worst. Say it. A guy in Honduras made?
A guy in Honduras grows these mangoes that have the most myrcene in it. So it's like it's a mango that it's hard to grow. So he decided he's going to make these caps, and we saw him at Champs a couple years ago. My buddy Gabriel saw him, and then he brought them onto his company Haze. So now we sell these, but they're just capsules, and then there's a shot, and you drink it, and then like an hour later when you smoke, it's like the first time you smoke because it like resets your.
Because they would say when you smoke, you should eat mango. It makes you higher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like eating like 18 mangoes. It kind of tastes like really strong, but you could tell it's the terpene because you know terpenes are milky and stuff. It's so crazy, and you can even put it like in a drink or something.
So myrcene's my least favorite terpene.
Oh gosh.
Because I don't like to be on the fucking couch. I want to be tired. Like I like to be up. I want to be productive high, right? But I did put it in my new strain, so I'm making a strain, and it's got it's apricot mimosa crossed with Sierra cherries.
Okay.
So the main terpenes are terpinolene, myrcene, and pinene.
Oh, pinene! I love pinene. Pinene's like an OG Kush, right?
Because this one has like a lot of limonene, but I realize like a lot of people sometimes it makes people more like anxious.
Because that's like a limonene is like train wreck or something, or no? Mm-hmm. And then the other
or a Jack Herrera.
Yeah, Jack Herrera.
And terpinolene is Jack Herrera, and I love
the Jacks. I love just putting it on my fingers. Oh, sorry. Then just like smell my fingers afterwards.
Shout out to Higher Society because we high.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, so basically, you know, a lot of people, they don't understand that mushrooms, like I didn't know shrooms were not psychedelic until I moved here and talked to a mushroom guy.
Yeah.
Right? Because everyone thinks I'm good. Put that
well, and that's part of the stigma, is really teaching people. Because when I actually went to my city, and was trying to like get a license for selling functional mushrooms, which are lion's mane, cordyceps, gourmet mushrooms, even like portobellos, like
reishi, turkey tail.
I
think lion's mane is the one everyone hears the most, probably.
And oyster mushrooms, they just found out eat plastic, so like it's called bioremediation. So you grow oyster mushrooms with like a bunch of plastic and stuff, and it starts eating the plastic around it, and it actually, like, you start seeing it like eat that shit. So it's crazy.
Where can I get oyster mushrooms?
You get oyster mushrooms like at your local. We have farmers markets here.
We do, actually.
A farmers market.
Yeah. Because I didn't see them in Sprouts or Trader Joe's.
You should start growing your mushrooms because it's really not that hard. And you can have these gourmet mushrooms. I have a black thumb.
I'm sorry. I know I should, because the world's like, we need to grow our own shit at this point.
Yeah, but mushrooms are one of the easiest ones.
I do want to make them as they're good as meat substitutes. Oyster mushrooms. Yeah. So I want to try like the fried chicken and all that shit.
Are you vegan?
I'm plant-based like most of the time.
Okay. My friend Chad is vegan, and he's taught me a lot. He told me a lot of his journey becoming plant only, and we went to Crossroads at Resorts World.
Oh, I just went there.
Did you like it?
No.
Oh.
No, sorry, Crossroads. I'm not giving you props because you know what? I'm from Jersey.
Comment.
I'm from Jersey. You can't give me no fake Italian like that ever again.
If you're gonna call it pepperoni.
I didn't even realize like what was going on. I just went there, got the tasting menu, and I was like, all right, try everything.
So we did have to take something back because it was so salty. Like it was super salty.
Damn.
We were just like, oh, man. But I can't say anything bad at Crossroads. Shout out Eric.
Thanks for charging me $18 fucking bullshit ass app and trying to call it fine dining.
Yeah.
But okay, so
are there any good vegan restaurants you want to shout out that are good?
I did
I like greens and proteins. I like out in
I'll get like I like make my own shit now, so it's like when you go home, it's gonna be better.
Then you gotta grow your own mushrooms.
Yeah, I do, because I just had mushroom enchiladas before I came here. That's why I was a little bit late. Okay. They took a little longer.
I had some mushroom taquitos that were fire.
Okay, so as far as wanting to get this legalized, I know that there's only Oregon and Colorado are the only states that are approved for assisted therapy. So is that just with the functional part, or is that psilocybin as well?
No, so functional mushrooms are legal everywhere. So lion's mane, cordyceps, all that stuff.
It's like CBD.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. So I sell that on my site all the time because that's what really helps people. Turkey tail helps a lot with cancer patients with the side effects of cancer, and it also have been proven to like reduce tumor sizes. And then lion's mane is great for memory, dementia patients.
I started taking lion's mane when I did that interview. I started taking lion's mane, and I think it was reishi.
Yeah, reishi is like a good longevity
mushroom. And I tinctures, and I just fell off, but I should probably start doing it again.
Yeah.
One bad trip ass. I felt dumb for a long time.
A bad trip ass, where I probably won't for a while. I took too much. I just started seeing
I did too.
I
popped a second tab. I'm like, I don't feel anything. And
I started seeing demons like in people's faces, and I was just like, oh, I can't deal with this.
Never again. I don't want to do that ever again.
But no, so psilocybin is decriminalized. Actually, and also Washington, D.C. is decriminalized. You can go to your local smoke shop and do a donation base, and they'll give you mushrooms, and that's legal. Santa Cruz is decriminalized. That's where I'm at near. San Francisco is decriminalized. Oakland. And California might become all decriminalized here pretty soon. So it's really happening. Like, I think they're saying they may even take psilocybin off as a scheduled drug before marijuana, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because they used to give like LSD to
they used to give them to Charlie Manson.
Like they used to give all this shit to all these patients for all this shit that it's curing now, which is like depression, anxiety.
And it's a truth serum. Did you know it was like a truth serum too?
I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've never done it. Is LSD acid?
Yeah, LSD is acid. Okay. You could brainwash people with LSD too. That's why they were giving it to Charlie Manson and people in San Francisco.
Wow.
Do I sound like a conspiracy-ness now?
No, I like it. Okay, wait. So, how are you supposed to get this, like, I guess, the awareness out or whatever? Is there a political party for this
So there's a couple different things. I mean, really just getting involved in, and I don't want to say which one I'm for, there's just lots of organizations. There's Decrim Nature, which has like Decrim Colorado. There's the Oakland Hi-Fi out in Oakland, who's a big advocates for this too. I myself am a huge advocate. I've been going to the conferences. So I went to the National Psychedelic Conference out in Washington. Chad from Events, Myco, was out there with us as well, and Gabriel. And I mean, it's us. Like, we're the ones going out there helping push this movement and really just help people grow it. You know what I mean? Because the more people that grow it, the more people that are on our side and really talking about it, and the more people, you know, wearing Shroom, getting the word out there is just going to help spread the good word. You know?
Right. Okay, so now that you're like a Shroomed expert, what's like the trippiest experience you've had? Like, because okay, so I started microdosing maybe like, I don't know, I want to say like a year ago now, maybe, or a little over a year, and I really liked it. It made me feel like more alert and like clear, and I felt like I stayed home New Year's Eve one year and I just microdosed every day. Yeah. Stayed home and did my shit. Yeah. And then by Monday I felt like
you just feel more aware, and you feel more like conscious, I feel like, of what you're doing, what your decisions are, what you're putting into your body. Like, I used to do DMT, like we have a DMT vape pen, so I would take it just to cool down sometimes.
What is DMT?
It's dimethyltryptamine.
Is it like a liquid though?
It's a liquid, yeah, but it's like from a acacia tree, and they could chemically synthesize it to like a liquid that you could put in the vape pen. So it's like what Joe Rogan talks about, like breaking through and seeing the elves and like entities and stuff, and it's what they say that we can access like other dimensions with. So I've taken it a few times, and like I'd close my eyes and I'd have some visions, and then one day I was like, I just want to blast through. So there's a way they tell you you're supposed to take 3 big hits. So I took 3 big hits, and then I'm having these visions, and then I close my eyes and I'm seeing colors that I've never seen before. Like, if you think of like the old Microsoft screensavers, like with the snake going around, it's like that, but like things are just changing, and it's all like super perfect geometric shapes. And then I open my eyes and I'm just like, oh fuck, because I see it all, like it's all still in front of me, and I'm like walking through different portals trying to like get outside, and I could see like all the geometric energy like waves like that I'm walking through. And then I go outside and I just see every star connected like in the galaxy. It's just connected by like geometric shapes. And then I just start crying, and I'm just like, oh fuck. And
how long does this last?
Probably like 15 minutes.
That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
it was a good maybe 10 minutes.
That's so crazy.
And I'm just still like, I'm asking like my friends, you guys see all that shit? And they're like, I don't see shit. And I'm just like, oh fuck. I thought I had killed myself. But then after that, the next day, I used to hate country music, and the next day I started listening to country music. Like,
really?
I just loved it, and I was like, what the fuck? It was just so weird. Like,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. So I know something happened.
I've done like some quantum leaping and shit.
Yeah, that shit. I believe in that shit.
But
so tell me about that, because I feel like I've astral projected. It was like
therapy. It was pretty much therapy for me, because I never wanted to go to therapy. I never thought like I thought it was like weird to go to like therapy, and people would be like, oh, how do you feel about that? Like, bitch, fuck you.
If you disassociate yourself, so that's how you do it.
I never wanted to do it, but then when I turned 30, I was like, okay, I need to fix my fucking soul a little bit. So I ended up like, I mean, we don't believe in any of this shit in Jersey, you know, like this is like hippie, like total out the wall shit, right? So now, like 5 years later, I'm like totally the opposite. Like, I just believe in so many different things, and like I'm not tied down to anything. Yeah. And it's just like, I know there's so much more bigger things in the world, so I know I have a bigger purpose. I know that I'm like a special being in my own self. You're a light person. I'm actually trying to like work on all that. But the quantum thing was cool. It was like, after I did it, I felt crazy as hell, and I did it like a few times, but it just changed my life. Like, no, it's crazy. Like shedding a whole new person.
And I feel like that's kind of like, I guess that's what like a DMT trip is almost like, because I feel like when you meditate and when you do kind of get to like that quantum astral projecting, it's just like a DMT trip, because you're reaching into those other dimensions. But this is like a cheat code to do it really quick. You know what I mean? So some people don't need it.
For like not DMT, but for shrooms, what do you think is the purpose?
Well, to do that, a psychedelic
like,
does.
You know when people are like, oh, take it with your first time. I'm like, I think that's excessive, don't you think, for a first time?
Well, especially now, because there's different strains. Like, I'll read off some of the strains, like albino Avery, albino Burma, Cambodian, Costa Rican hillbilly. Like, penis envy, if you take penis envy, like 2 grams, like you can start having visuals from that. But if you take like 3 grams of golden teachers, like you won't even barely even feel it. You know what I mean? So
why? Because it's just not as strong.
It's not as strong, yeah. So the more blue the mushroom, the stronger it is. So like you see, these are gold, and then these are kind of like blue, like Yeti. These white ones.
These dicks.
Lots of flaccid. Yeah, but like these ones would really fuck you up for sure.
Those look cool.
Yeah.
The Yeti.
Yeah.
So I have the chocolates that I microdose. They're 10 milligrams each.
Okay.
And I like them because I take like maybe like 2, and then I feel good.
Yeah.
Like
no, you just feel it's like a cheat code. It's like you're happy again. And like some people take a Xanax to feel happy. You know what I mean? Or some people like take Adderall to like. Well,
they don't even feel happy. They just feel like zombies most of the time.
Yeah. And
so.
Well, now the big thing is like Percocets and shit. And I'm like, dude, just be high on mushrooms, man. Like, why would you want to be on perks?
Is there like a mushroom powders now? Like capsules and stuff?
Yeah.
Is it mostly tinctures? How do you take it?
No. Like, I know people that make microdose capsules. A lot of people grind up their mushrooms and then put them in capsules. I know a nonprofit that offers the capsules. And yeah, capsules I recommend for a lot of people because sometimes the chocolate's like, you don't want to eat chocolate all the time, you know? But
yeah, I don't like, because I don't usually eat chocolate, so I hate that I have to like
so
eat
you would really want like a microdose capsule.
And I feel like it's like in my teeth and like not getting into my like gum.
Yeah, I really like teas, so I actually offer a tea on my website, which is it has
nice.
lion's mane, cordyceps, and it's actually got some hemp in it. But I recommend like even grinding up your mushrooms and putting it in a tea because that's really good too.
So I just started like on a tea kick because I lost my voice. After I was partying on a cruise.
Yeah.
So I started drinking tea, and then like my girl, she makes infused teas with weed, but she sent me like I had it for like a year. Like this ounce probably in this fucking tea.
Was it still good?
And I tried, but I didn't have the strainer. It was all bad.
But yeah, that's something you could do. That's a good idea to put weed and shrooms in.
It's both together.
Yeah. It's recording, right? It's recording, right?
Yeah, we're still going.
Just kidding.
Still going strong.
Have you ever had it not record?
Yes. Oh
Shut up.
Oh my god. The journey has been so fucking annoying.
I did that with...
I hate technology. I hate all this shit.
So when you were talking about like the opioid thing and THC, so I had a guy on my podcast from the Mighty Ducks, Goldberg. Do you remember Goldberg? The big kid? You never seen that movie?
I've seen it probably like once, but it was not my movie because I never did sports.
Yeah. So the kid ended up being an addict later, and he came on my podcast to talk about his journey, and the podcast like just sounded like crap, and I was like, damn it. And then
why? Like
it just I didn't record it right, and then so I had to like rely on him to like give me the recording. But he said he stopped his heroin because he did a big dab of weed, and he had like a psychedelic experience.
Wow.
So and I didn't know that, but I talked to a lot of people after that said, yeah, the psychedelic, that's really was my breaking point, was that it's like the first time when you smoke weed or something. So we probably smoke weed too much, where it's like you don't get that feeling, you know.
Oh damn. Yeah. Well, that's true because when I used to give people edibles.
Yeah.
They would be getting high as shit off like a fucking 10 milligram, and they would be like literally like couldn't move, and I'm like,
you're ODing people with your edibles.
And I was like, well, yeah. I took too many one time because I got a new shipment, and it was 25 milligrams per piece instead of 10.
Oh man.
And I ate like 3, and I was done. Like it was like Charlie Brown. I've never been that high. That was bad. I thought I was gonna get fired, but I made it through. And I was like rocking.
Your drinks are probably all strong.
I couldn't even serve. I'm like talking to my guy next to me. I'm like, Ryan, I'm dying right now. He's like, you look fine. I'm like, I'm dying. I have to go. Okay, so when did you start the podcast?
So I started 2 years ago, like right when I started stopping drinking, because then I was like, oh shit, I gotta tell people about this. So I just really each episode is talking about my journey. I've started to have more guests on. I actually started doing a weekly podcast with the gentleman I was talking about, Chad. So we're from Advanced Mycology. So we're doing a weekly podcast now, talking more about genetics, more about like research, because he's been in the industry for 20 years, so he really brings another side.
Nice.
Because I know that it did something to me, but he actually knows why it did all this to me. So he's able to help a lot of people.
I mean, that's like the dream, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You do something you love doing, and it helps people. And I never really like got it, and now I get it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, exactly.
Like it brings you more joy. And
Sorry. What are you doing to onboard like your friends from Jersey?
To what?
Are you onboarding any of your friends like from Jersey to more to plant medicine?
So I basically am now like a example in everyone's life. And
Nice.
they follow me in due time because
Awesome.
I only can cuss you out so many times and tell you that you need to change your life and get your health together, whatever.
Right.
You know, so I've learned that you just have to be that light and you have to be the example and people will follow you eventually. You know, your family, your friends, whoever you're trying, because a lot of people have issues and they don't know how to deal with them.
Yep.
You know, so I do a lot of like minerals and stuff. Actually, the mineral store is in this fucking shopping.
Nice. I want to check it out.
So I got to show you, yeah, because we got crystal shop, we got minerals, we got.
Oh,
everything.
there's an a crystal shop.
Yeah.
Okay. There's like a whole healing center. Do they need shroom shop? Is there any available rent?
Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's nice because now people are coming into like, you know, maybe like taking meat out one day a week or fucking taking their sea moss every day, whatever it may be.
Well, yeah, and it builds community. Like we were talking about earlier. I mean, like even growing mushrooms, like it just builds a little community within a community. You know, and you get people talking about it, and then they just start sharing it with everyone. You know, it becomes more mini yous around. You know.
So I'm gonna light this one. This is the oh damn you guys.
Is it? Wait, you gotta do like a shot, dude.
Okay, so this is the lime. I'm gonna try the AM lime. So
what? Tell me about your strain more. Like who are you working with? Like, what's
so shout
on?
out to Sierra Living Organics in the Sierra Mountains.
Nice. Sierra, like Nevada, like Lake Tahoe, Reno.
California.
Oh, California, like Truckee.
Like Northern California.
What city?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
I just know they're in the Sierra Mountains. They're deep in there.
Yeah, that's where it's all at.
But their shit's always amazing. So I'm doing an apricot mimosa, and I'm gonna cross it with the Sierra cherries. And this is the apricot mimosa lime.
Nice.
They did a phenotype with lime, good. Yeah, and it's actually my favorite sativa. But it is overpowering sometimes for people that, you know, like I said.
No, I like sativas.
Because actually, I don't know, it's maybe been like twice in my life I've smoked weed that has given me like a little caffeine hit.
Panic attack kind of. Well, I've gotten panic attacks. I know it's one of the first time, like when I smoke. This tastes really, really good. Mm-hmm. Almost like an orange tree, it tastes really good. What is it again?
AM lime, apricot mimosa lime. So they're crossing this with a lot of different things too this year. Like they're crossing this with other.
Where will you be able to get your strain?
So I'm working on that. I mean, right now,
that's crazy smooth.
And now you're just getting it from me, but but I'm trying.
Do you have like little packages and stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to do like everything. You know, the cannabis lounges here, they're popping up, so I'm trying to get them over here into like a facility as well. They want to get everything over in Vegas, you know, so just trying to like be a mover and a shaker.
Nice, that's awesome.
And see what I can do because I'm still learning everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I didn't know nothing a couple years ago.
But that's cool. You're putting yourself out there to learn, especially doing the podcast. I think that's huge because a lot of people say they're doing stuff and they really just want to get the clout and they just get their name out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I know that.
And those people usually always like get out there. I'm like, dude, what the hell? What about the little guys? You know what I mean? Come on.
I mean, it's like you can only get so far clout chasing. I'd rather be authentic.
Exactly.
Shout out to the DJ.
Yeah.
He's already been given the owner shrooms. He's over here fucking stripping balls.
So when we came in, he didn't have sunglasses on. Gave him 3 pieces. Now he's got sunglasses.
What'd you give him?
3 pieces of chocolate. Chocolates, yeah. Shout out to CeeLo Products out in Bakersfield. That's my boy.
Okay, so do you have any tips for safe tripping?
Just start small, definitely. Like you said, like just microdose, work your way up.
And you have to be in a good mind state, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, good mind state.
That's what people always used to say, like, if you're going through some shit.
But that's when I feel like you need them the most, okay. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you don't take an eighth when you're in a shitty mindset, but if you really want to change and really want to get out of that mindset, then mushrooms are definitely a good, like, people say that it resets like years of trauma in just one, like it's one therapy session, you know, with a dose of mushrooms.
I never looked at it that way, really. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, that people say that it's like 20 therapy sessions in one dose. And for me, it's like, I seen it right away, and I'm just trying to like, because when I became like 30, I started kind of like be aware of my body and like kind of know how it feels and stuff. And I think even with the mushrooms, you feel more in tune with your body. And always weird stuff, like you feel more connected, more karma, I feel like, happens. More like things that you notice come around back to you, you know? As well as being a good person, obviously.
I suggest as a prep, before you roll, I suggest that you roll all your blunts. Because I cannot roll. I'm tripping.
Oh no, wait. When I'm
like
on mushrooms,
hard as fuck.
No, when I'm on mushrooms, I tried to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich one time, and it looked like the weirdest thing ever. And then I try to roll, and I'm just like, oh fuck. But that's smart. That is a good tip.
That's what I learned. That's my thing. Make sure you're in a good mind state. Roll your blunts.
I would think that this is just a blunt. Like it doesn't even taste like a hemp. Like I wouldn't think. Like, it tastes really good.
Because I like the hemp wrap. These wraps remind me of blunt wraps.
Yeah, no, they do.
But they're hemp. I was like, I have to smoke. I'm going to smoke for the rest of my life. I have to take care of myself. Okay, so say you don't fucking know what you're doing and you get yourself into a bad trip.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to navigate this? Are you supposed to have someone help you, or are you supposed to be telling yourself, calm the fuck down?
I would say, you know, it's really hard sometimes when there's someone like in your face trying to tell you how you should feel. But I mean, I usually, if you're in a setting like that, just go in a dark place, put some calming music on, and just close your eyes and just try to just lay it out. You'll have more healing that way. And that's how I recommend dosing anyways, just going somewhere quiet and dark and just music.
Yeah, because I don't like to be out. Like, that's why he's like, do you want to trip? Do you want to trip on the podcast? I'm like, no, I have to drive home. Yeah. I can't sleep here.
Yeah, so I mean, if you do take a good dose, you do want to kind of be chilling out. But I would recommend like taking other, like lion's mane with it also, because that helps. Even they say put lion's mane and niacin. That helps also. I sell stacks on my site that help enhance your trip.
Niacin. That's the shit that used to burn, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it does do a flushing without it, but if you take it with it, I mean, there's science back that the niacin helps. It's called the Stamets stack. And then even eating a banana with it, I think there's niacin in bananas too, but it just helps. You don't like bananas? Oh my god.
I'm picky.
That's like one of my favorite things.
I like mangoes.
But you don't like myrcene.
It's odd, huh? I gave y'all mercy though in the strain because I'm like, everybody loves hybrids and no one likes my diseases and being up as much as me.
Yeah.
All my friends are like, they love indica. I'm like, I don't get it.
Nah. Then they take Adderall and like indica.
I'm like, you're balanced. Okay, so where do you see shrooms in the next like 2 years?
Well, they say shrooms is going to be a $36 billion commodity by 2034. I think shrooms are going to be decriminalized in more states in 2 years. I think California being one of those big ones. And I really see it becoming an everyday thing. Like I already see it by wearing shroomed right now. Like people just stop me and ask me, and like they're not afraid anymore to ask. And it's happening more and more. Like you could probably like think of stories where like you have people that you wouldn't have thought talk about mushrooms, but they are, you know? And that's what I'm trying to do, like, especially with my health. I mean, everyone's going to know about shrooms.
I feel like I just need to go take some shrooms now.
Yeah.
I need to go take my chocolates. But you know what happened? Like, I was taking the chocolates, and the first couple times I took them, it was good, and then I started getting tired.
Got it. So yeah, my girl gets tired. She actually, it's weird. Her and her brother get tired when they take them, and I feel like I took, like, fucking, like, some Molly or something. Like, I just feel like I'm on one. And I love it. It's crazy. It's a boost of energy. Yeah. And cordyceps are another one that's good for energy. Chinese athletes actually take it, and it's like a Viagra too, like the natural cordyceps.
Cordyceps are a Viagra?
Yep.
Nice. There you go. Take your cordyceps, guys.
How long are they usually?
We're about to end.
Oh, okay. Good.
You have anything you want to say?
I took my shrooms before I came and started kicking in a little bit. I was getting a little worried. Then I recovered. And then
He's like, it's past now, I can tell you.
Yeah, now we're good.
Good for you. I would not. I would have been gotten up like, I gotta go. All right, well, thanks for being here. Thank you for educating me more on the mushrooms. I haven't went back to the topic since a while ago, so I need to get back into it.
Yeah,
take
definitely.
a little lion's mane.
Yeah, definitely. Stick with it. I think you'll notice a difference.
All right, well, appreciate you being here. Appreciate y'all being here.
Yes, thank you so much. I had a lot of fun, and I'm super high now, so.
Yes. Stay faded and stay shroomed.
Stay shroomed. Let's
Peace.
go.